Well, Elliot. Welcome to episode 2 of Graphic Design is My Elliot. GDIME. A GDIME a week keeps my doctor asleep. The happiest of Mondays to you all. It is truly Elliot time. Pause for the thumbnail. On the menu for today, I did stand-up last night and I want to tell you all about it. The joy of live streaming and an update on my next video. Okay, I'm getting used to that still. Welcome back, everyone. Hello, episode 2. It's so lovely to see you here. Yes, it's a little bit chilly if you're watching this on the video version. I say this hoping that it will have been uploaded to Spotify by the time this video gets released. But as you can see, it is quite cold in Sydney now. I'm very, very chilly, which is why we've had to bring out the fire to keep the dog warm. So that iPad will run out of battery. It will run out of battery during the filming of this, I imagine. It's on like 20%. But also, I kind of am putting my faith into Apple's battery life right now. And I don't think I shouldn't be afraid to do that. They promise you a lot with that battery life. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But lovely to see you. Thank you for the support on the last GDIME. It's lovely to see all of those little GDIME mate comments. Dare I say community? Is it possible? Is it possible that we now have a community here in GDIME? I think so. But it's really nice to see you all again. I do truly look forward to GDIME, and I think it is now my favorite thing to do out of all of my things, you know? I think it's my favorite thing. So that's what we have. This is a fun little thing that we can do here. Before we jump into the main programming, I would like to introduce you all to today's featured item of the week, which we now have up on the screen as well. And it is, of course, this Apple Chancery Apologist shirt by Sarah L. Goldstein on Instagram. Go check out Sarah. As you can see, the shirt says, "I'm an Apple Chancery Apologist in Apple Chancery." I absolutely love the phrasing of this, and just the idea of being an Apple Chancery Apologist is very funny. It is a fantastic shirt. Congratulations to Sarah for being the featured item of the week. That is absolutely massive. Looking forward to more of those in the future. Now, let's get right into it. The hottest topic is last night at 7:30 p.m. at an open mic night at Improv Theatre Sydney, my local stomping ground for all things improv that sometimes do an open mic night. I did stand-up comedy. Yeah, first time ever. Shut up. So what happened was I signed up last week. I think I signed up like directly after GDIME. There was a form that went around that was like, if you want to do stand-up at this open mic night, fill out the form. And the whole thing is they say, if you don't get in this time, let me know and you'll get in next time, okay? So my prediction was that I would sign up, not get in, and then get a fortnight to prepare and to write a set so that I could be properly prepared for the second time, okay? That's what I was expecting. Instead, on Friday, knowing that Sunday was the open mic night, on Friday, while live on stream, funnily enough, I get an email saying, you're in the lineup, you're going fifth out of 18 or something, 16, 18 people, I was going fifth, which absolutely shook me to my core. I wrote a set that Friday. I had a few jokes like kind of prepared over the, honestly, months, years, just like thinking one day that I'd do stand up, and then I just put something together and I did it, and it was awesome. I have spent all day on such a high. Like, I don't even know if it went well or not. Really, my friends, they have said great things. God bless my friends for showing up. They were ridiculously supportive. But obviously your friends know you, so like just seeing any of your friends up there on stage is going to be funny because it's like that's a mate. You know, it's a mate, and that's part of the joy. So it's like, it's tricky to kind of judge how well it really went because a big portion of the audience were my friends who came. It was a small little crowd. I didn't bring like 20 people, guys. Come on. Maybe next time. But it was really nice. It was really nice. And I think it's one of those things that, like, if you do it, it's, and this is not to bring up Cody Trains again, the inspiration behind this whole fucking channel, but like, it's like, if you do these things that you challenge yourself and you push yourself to do something that you don't think you could do, like you just see people do it for so long and you go, damn, like that could be me, but I'm just too nervous, you know? But then you actually just do it. And now I can say that I've done it, and I can say that I tried stand up. I wanted to for so long, and I actually did. So today I've just felt amazing. I feel so happy. I feel so happy knowing that I can do it. We'll talk about my next video later, but like, I'm kind of hit a wall with the next video because what I'm asking out of myself is quite a lot. It's a very challenging video idea, and I was kind of like looking at some tutorials on how to do this thing last week, and I just could not fit it together. And then today I watched those same tutorials, and I kind of was like, no, it's a lot easier than I think it is. I can do it. I can do stand up, so I can do this thing, which we'll talk about later. But that was really nice. So yeah, I kind of didn't go into it with like a really rehearsed set or anything. I think I said it out loud like twice, but it's obviously a whole different thing when you're up there and you have the mic, and just delivery is such an important part of it, that I was kind of just hoping that I would kind of play off the audience, see what they liked, and then just kind of do it in a way that they would respond well to. But it was a brutal night. It was a weird show. I think everyone once in their life, at least, but maybe only once, you should go to an open mic night. It is just something else. It really is something else. People just put in their bloody life on the line. Everyone's nervous. I was sitting there shaking, waiting to be called up, just seeing if I could remember my set. And it's just the weirdest energy, because I think a lot of the crowd are going to be the people doing the stand-up, unless, like, apparently in other stand-up night. This one's meant to be a very, very supportive open mic night, and it very much was. It really was. Oh, I should also check the time real quick. Okay. Just getting a sense of how long we're going for, everyone. Don't worry about me. But, like, everyone's really nervous, and a lot of the times I think people kind of rock up, do their bit, maybe stick around for one or two other comics and then leave. But this one, everyone was kind of there for the entire time. So that was nice. It was a very nice energy in the room. But it was a tough crowd. Like, the first 2 rows, there were like 4 rows, and the first 2 rows were giving like nothing. My friends were giving everything to like everyone, which was, I think, really nice. I think you need to have, at any comedy night, 1 or 2 people who are just willing to laugh really loud and just be like, just so loud that it becomes contagious. Because, God, if you're up there and you can't hear laughter and you pause for the laughs and you don't get one, it's like, how do you recover from that? You just can't. It's so difficult. I didn't realize that until I was up there. And we had this MC who was kind of like running the whole thing, and it was her first time doing MCing, which is like another, like, God, doing stand-up is one thing, doing MCing is another thing entirely, because like everyone relies on you to kind of like build that energy. And there were like 1 or 2 people in the crowd who just like weren't giving anything, and the MC was trying really hard to like go at them and be like, I'm going to win you, like directly saying, I'm going to win you over by the end of the show, and like kept going back to these people being like, I'm going to win you over. And these people just weren't giving in. And I think they were like, they didn't do stand-up, but I'm pretty sure they like, a lot of them were students of a stand-up class that the school teaches. And I think they were like students of this stand-up thing, and they were giving nothing. And I'm like, just crack a smile, please. For all of us, please just crack a smile so we can move on. Because it was so much. And this is like half an hour before my time is up. And I was just like sitting there like, please, like somebody warm up. Like, this is killing me. It was killing me just sitting there, just witnessing this thing. So it was brutal. There were some real tough people in the audience to kind of crack. And this one person who wasn't giving anything to the MC, when I got up, when it was finally my time, I think it was like, what, 5th, and the person before me was really funny. So that was a nice kind of like warm up to go up to. And they were really, really, really good comics that I was like, I loved the entire night. It was a lot of fun. And the person who went up before me was like a real kind of like deadpan humor, which was like a nice kind of segue into me, I thought. And that helped. Like, it felt like the audience was like ready for something a bit weird, which is what I was, if you were wondering. It was very weird comedy. And then I kind of got up and did it, and I noticed, I saw that person that the MC was referring to, because they were sitting right in front of me for the show leading up to me going up. So I knew who they were, and then as soon as I made eye contact with them, I was getting nothing as well. And I was like, okay, I now see what this is like. This is going to be difficult. And yeah, I did the set. And at this point of GDIME, I would love to show you the set in its entirety. So I'm going to play that for you right now. Just kidding, guys. I forgot to ask my brother to record it. I know that sounds like I may have deleted the footage because I bombed so hard, and I'm just lying to you all out of embarrassment. But I promise you that I just genuinely forgot. And I think I did well. I think I did well. I would love to show you the video. I would love to watch the video, in fact, because I kind of don't remember a single thing that happened. And I really want to know like which jokes landed and which didn't. But I actually, for the life of me, cannot remember a single reaction. I just remember general laughter, general awkwardness, and it being over and sitting down and like just being relaxed again. So I'm really sorry. I wanted the video. I wanted something. I also just can't read the set out to you or any jokes really, because it's kind of like, it just won't work. But I can try. Maybe I'll read one or two soon. We'll see. But yeah, I kind of did the set, and it was a bit like, not to sound like wanky or anything in terms of what I want to get out of stand-up and the kind of stand-up that I want to do. But like, it wasn't like, I wasn't aiming to do classic punchline comedy kind of stuff, like observational comedy, which I think is a very popular style in Australia. I wanted to do like a lot of my inspirations, like are people like Kate Ballant, John Early, Tim Heidecker, people who like, it's more about like a character. There's more of a character behind it, I think. And it's more like the character's talking, or like this heightened version of a person is talking, and you laugh because they say these random things in a way that sounds funny. And I think that was what I wanted to play with. Like, how can I warm an audience up to laugh at basically anything that I say? And that was kind of the goal of the set. I mentioned last week in GDIME 1 about this infinite hotel joke that I had that I've tried and tested on my Twitch stream a few times now, unashamedly. And that kind of became the crutch of the entire set, right? It was like calling back to this joke that I promised the audience would understand in a few minutes. And then I kind of just kept having to explain it over and over. I did that, the joke's always funny when you explain it, lie. But then I tried to make that a real thing, but I just kept referring to it and then kept making jokes off of that. But it seemed to do well. People seemed to like it at the end of the day. So my friends were super supportive. They all said it was great. Some guy in the bathroom said I was really good. That was massive. And I think I would like to do more in the future. But I just don't know how to do that. But I think it should be fine. I don't know when I'll be ready to like post about it and like invite, I guess, Elliot is a cool guy, because I'm trying to keep it separate, I think is the main thing, because it's just so detached from like graphic design, I guess. Not that like GDIME is that. I mean, we're not even talking about graphic design in this video. I'm now looking at the menu and we're really not even talking about graphic design. So this is pretty detached from graphic design in general. But I think the stand-up thing is, I want it to be really detached. I want it to kind of be Elliot Olm there, and then Elliot is a cool guy online, I think. Also, something that I learned is they tell you that posting yourself online and like posting videos of yourself and all that takes guts. But oh my God, the worst thing that can happen when you post online is no one sees your stuff, right? That's devastating in its own way. But oh my God, imagine posting a TikTok, right? And then you got to see 20 people react to it just right there. As soon as you post it, you just get that instant feedback. You get to see them watch it, and you see their faces, and you see some of them look away, and you see some of them stare you down, and then like one person laughs. Like, it's intense. It's a whole nother thing. And I think as someone coming from an improv background, right? Improv is easy. Everyone says improv's hard. Improv's easy because the audience knows this shit's going to be made up, right? So they're going into it being like, oh my God, they're making that up on the spot. Even if you do an average joke, it's going to be hilarious because they're like, how'd they come up with that? Stand up, you do an average joke and they go, really? They've probably worked on this for weeks and that's the best they had. No one told them that was an average joke. And you're like, God, this is brutal. So it's just a completely different ballgame, but it's really something that I want to get better at. I love improv still. I think that's the main thing. But I think the best part about it was just like getting to try a different style of comedy, because I've only ever done improv and sketch, really. And sketch, you can kind of rely on the other people on stage with you as well. It's more character based. I just find it easier in general. Stand up, it's just you and people are expecting you. A character isn't really expected or anything. So And it was a night full of observational comedy, so it was kind of like it was a bit odd doing just like random weird stuff. But look, people seem to like it, and that's all I can really ask for. And I really hope I will record it next time because I would love to remember it personally. I've definitely considered integrating graphic design into it. I think I could make a set about graphic design pretty easily. I struggle now to make like short form content like TikToks and stuff about anything other than graphic design because I've become so absorbed into it. So I'm going to still keep doing non-graphic design stuff, but maybe I'll sneak it in eventually. I would also love to do like a really long show. I missed applications for Sydney Fringe Festival. I would have loved to do a solo show or something later in the year. And then I would invite, I'd post it on my stories and everything. And I'd be like, Elliot, I'd try and use that to sell tickets, obviously. But yeah, it is hopefully more to come of that. I would really like to do more. So we shall see. I can highly recommend anyone thinking about trying improv, stand-up, any type of comedy, whatever it is, give it a crack because it truly is, even if it doesn't work out, just like you'll finish it and you'll be like, God, at least I can say I did it, because it takes a lot of guts to do. But once you do it, you realize two things. You realize that it's like really not as hard as you thought it was. And two, that it doesn't really matter. People don't really give a shit. Like, especially in a night like that, there's 16 people doing the set. Yeah. And no one's walking away from that remembering like the people who bombed, unless they bombed super hard. And that's probably because they said something fucked up. And then everyone's like, that was fucked up. But if it just doesn't land, it doesn't land. And people just don't really think about it too much. So it's like, I think it's good to give it a crack. I was trying to convince all my friends to do it and everyone said no. And then my brother started giving me ideas for more jokes. And I was like, you need to do it yourself. You need to get up there and do it yourself, buddy. And I know he was thinking about it. I'll let you know one of the jokes. I had a twin joke. It was near the end. And I just say like, cause it's like, I'm playing up this, like, this is my first time doing stand up. The guys at the office told me to do it. I'm like, but I was originally going to like dip my hand in water and just like drench my face for a bit. So it looked like I was sweating. I was meant to be this like really like, kind of character. You know what I mean? And at one point I was like, I have a twin. Sorry, ladies. Which doesn't make any sense. But like, it sounds like it should. That probably doesn't translate at all over GDIME. But I promise you, it was the biggest laugh of the night. There was also this other thing I did where I was like telling this little part was about how I can't remember the last time I like screamed, right? Like the last time I truly screamed out loud, like as loud as I possibly could. And I was like, oh, you can't do it at home because you got neighbors. You can't do it in public because someone might like bash you. But can you do it at 7:30 p.m. at a packed open mic night? And then I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to do it up on stage, guys. I'm going to do it in the audience later tonight. In that seat, that's where I'm sitting. I'm going to scream. And people seem to really like that as well. Another comedian who's a TikTok guy, funnily enough, called me out and stared me down in his set and was like, I'm worried this guy's going to scream. And I was like, I swear, it's just a joke. I promise, guys, I'm not going to scream. But maybe people walked away and that was a memorable moment. maybe that's what it takes. Maybe I should have screamed. You don't think about that. Maybe I should have let it all out just there, just in the middle of introducing someone else. Just absolutely steal the light for a second and be like, one of these ones. Wouldn't have that been grand? Anyway, hopefully more stand-up to come. It is, I think, the next step for a lot of YouTube comedy people. So it was fun. It was fun. And yeah, that was fun. It was nice. A few little things to segue us into the next segment. I forgot to mention, as you can see, the Monstera that we had over there on the right side of your screen is no longer there, and I'm missing its presence greatly. That is because with the change of seasons, the sun has started coming in very strongly into the room now, okay? And it's annoying. It's lovely to have some light, But in the summer, it doesn't get through the balcony. Like, it just stops at the balcony, which is great for the outdoor plants, and perfect for the indoor plants who love diffused light. But the Monstera was getting too much direct sunlight, and I noticed that it was starting to burn. And I do not want to ruin that Monstera because I've grown it very well. So it has moved to the bedroom, and it looks really nice in the bedroom. A bit of greenery in the bedroom can always go quite far. So you might notice now there's a birds of paradise. There was a bird of paradise here. It was there the whole time, but it was just hidden behind the Monstera. So now it's getting full light, which is essential for a bird of paradise to flower, which I'm very excited about. I can't wait for this bird of paradise to flower. It is unfortunately infested with whiteflies. I don't know how to fix that. I've been trying everything. I think it's time to move to toxic pesticide. The natural solutions are not working. It may be time to move to a toxic pesticide. I got so many bugs in this house. I've got a plant outside that's been quarantining for ages. Every time I kill, it's got yellow aphids, and they just keep coming back. They keep coming back. I'm kind of like letting it. I'm like, do your course, aphids. I'm not gonna. I can't get rid of you. There's so many, and they move. I hate thinking about them. They freak me out. But I like the bird of paradise. That is a new leaf. The one in the middle. That is a new leaf. Very, very excited to see how that goes. I also looked more into the villain called Typeface from the Spider-Verse. I saw Spider-Verse again on the weekend, would you believe? I keep having friends who go like, I want to see Spider-Verse, and I'll go, I'll come with you. I'll come see it with you. I've seen it 3 times now. 3 times now in like a week and a half. And it's very good. Once again, it was a real joy. I'm starting to learn all the words to it. What's this on the iPad? Oh, it says reminders, plug Patreon. That's from like 2 years ago. Isn't that funny? But there's a villain called Typeface, a real villain who actually defeated Spider-Man at one point in the comics. Can you believe? And get this, Typeface actually had a sidekick, or a wannabe sidekick, someone who was trying to be Typeface's sidekick. Typeface would, just to clarify as well, would use these letters around his neck that he had, and he'd use them as like weapons. I don't know how. Maybe one day I'll read the comic. But he had letters that he would use. And he also like would put, he had the letter R on his head that he put there. I forgot what it stood for. Standard. God. And then he beats Spider-Man and he changes the R to an A. And the A was for annihilation. There's a bit of a history lesson for you. Typeface had a sidekick, or a potential sidekick, and the sidekick was called Spellcheck. And the character had like a big tick on his costume. Spellcheck. Can you believe it? That's messed up. So that's the update on all that. I did figure that out. I want to talk a little bit about live streaming. And the joy of live streaming specifically, because I've returned to full-time, what the hell am I saying? Full-time live streaming. I'm streaming 9 to 5 every Monday to Friday. No, I've returned to my old schedule, which was streaming 3 times a week. And there's a lot of crossover between GDIME and the Twitch stream, which is fun. The Twitch streams really are just GDIME with a chat, but still, they're a little bit different. And I've been thinking a lot about it. I've been enjoying, I've returned to 3 streams a week, and I don't really have any bad things to say, but this was kind of an experiment of mine where I wanted to do 3 streams a week for all of June. And we're like halfway through June now. I've been streaming for a little bit. I'm going to make a big decision at the end of June as to whether or not I want to keep up this 3 streams a week thing, because it's kind of like it's a big thing out of all the buckets that I kind of dip my fingers into, right? Streaming takes up a lot of time. It's 3 3-hour streams a week, which doesn't seem like too much, but I'm always been more concerned about the other hours. So like finishing a stream at 11 p.m. at night, for example, which is what I do on Tuesday, going to bed tired as hell because I've just streamed, having a shit sleep and then waking up and not being able to do anything in the morning because I'm absolutely tired, and then streaming again on the Wednesday, 11 till 2 p.m. and then finishing at 2, and then being so tired after doing like 2 streams in the last 12 hours that I kind of like just collapse. And that's what I'm more concerned about, like losing the other hours to streaming. And I don't know what I want to do with it yet. I really want to bring back Design Chef. I'm certain on that. At one point, I would love to bring back Design Chef. And I really wanted to bring back Design Chef and keep the 3-stream schedule. But I think it's got to be one or the other, which is brutal. But I think it truly has to be one or the other. I've enjoyed streaming. I had a great... I'm going to be completely candid with streaming right now. And if you are a Twitch viewer, if you're one of my Twitch moderators, then God bless you. But this might be... This is going to be... This is just me thinking about all this. Getting it off my chest. You know, obviously the GDIME audience is my therapy. And that's not true. And I just think, I don't know if it's for me anymore. Okay? I don't know if it's for me anymore. And there's a few reasons for that. One, I don't think I like Twitch as a platform anymore. I just don't think I like Twitch, which is why I'm going to try streaming on Kick for the next month. Guys, I'm just kidding. Again. No. I'm just kidding about that. I don't like Twitch as a platform because I think that I'm in a very nice community. There are nice communities that exist. It's not even that like I'm not like, oh, you know, I don't really care too much about the money side of it because it's not, I don't do it for the money. I do it because I like the live stream. Like if you want to make streaming your job and make money from it, it's like a bloody impossible. And like I just enjoy the idea of live streaming, but I just think I've had some pretty rough experiences on Twitch in the past. And it's so, the chance of that happening again is because you get, if I could just stream to like a closed community, I would love it. I feel like just the people who follow me on other platforms, you know, like it's just when you get recommended to like these brats who just want to make your life hell. Like that's when it's tough, and it's kind of hard to filter that out. I've never been good at like ignoring just like bad comments and stuff. I guess I'm really bad at it. It kind of derails me. And I think that as much good as people say, have been to me, and like people are really lovely. We've got a really strong community. It's very good people, but it's just hard that like even just streaming, knowing that it could happen, knowing that I could get like rated by a massive channel kind of thing that would just like come in and like give me shit. Like there's things you can turn off to prevent that and stuff, but it's just like the idea that is a thing, like has always thrown me a bit. And I don't know if I just don't know if I want to stay on Twitch, I guess. YouTube streaming is a different thing entirely. I don't mind the platform as much anymore. Like I used to not like, it was purely like a UI thing, right? Like Twitch is just a better system of streaming. Like it's a better experience for the chatter, I think. Like that's objectively true. Like it's just a better looking platform to watch a live stream on. And I don't really like the experience watching a stream from as a YouTuber, but I think it can change. And I like keeping everything on YouTube as well. Like I don't know if I need a Twitch channel. So it's just this tricky thing with that. Like I just don't know if I like the live streaming community in general. Like I just don't think it's for me. I don't know if it's for me. I don't know if I can do it. So that's been tricky. And then it really is just taking the life out of me, a lot of these streams. Like I just finish it and it's 3 hours. It's not long, but it just, oh God, like I finish it and I go, Jesus, I've just been on a boat for the last 3 hours, you know, like it takes a lot out of you responding to people and trying to be funny. And the worst thing is as well, this is the most annoying thing, is that I'm a graphic design streamer and it just means you just do work on stream. A lot of people get to play games and stuff, and I just stream work. And I've kind of like found that more enjoyable in the last few weeks. I've managed to kind of like finish a new Casetify collection on stream and stuff like that, and that's been really enjoyable. And it's nice to have that live feedback, but it is just more work, and it takes like 3 hours to get an hour of work done, kind of thing. And like if I want to keep pushing YouTube and pushing all these other things that I'm doing, it's like it's tough to justify, I guess, the 9 hours of Twitch. As much as it doesn't seem like much, but once again, it ends up feeling like it's 20. And I don't know, I kind of miss having that time back. The only good thing about me potentially stopping streaming, I'm going to keep streaming 3 times a week until the end of this month and then make a decision. This is just my, half-life crisis, I guess, in the middle of bloody a streaming month. God. The only good thing, I guess, is that it would mean that Design Chef can come back. I don't think it would. I don't know if it'll come back on Twitch or YouTube. Probably YouTube, I think. I think it'd be nice to kind of put it on YouTube. But it would mean that it could come back. And I would like to do it like once a month and really actually be able to take those 9 hours, for example, and spend that on making Design Chef the best quality product that I can possibly give all of you, because it would be a lot of fun to bring that back. I also feel a lot better doing it on YouTube than doing it on Twitch. There was just this one time I was streaming Design Chef on Twitch, and I was like rated by a bigger channel from like just a completely different community and stuff. And like 1,000 people kind of rocked up while I was wearing this chef costume and I was doing my whole thing, and I kind of keep it to like a tight script, and it just threw me. Like it absolutely threw me. And I just like looking back, I could have handled it a lot better, but like it just like, I just didn't know what to do at the time because I felt so vulnerable. Like you're dressed up as a chef doing song and dance online, you know? And to the people who get it and the people who have seen it before and the people who've come from the Instagram page and all that, like it works and they like it and they know what to expect. But when 1,000 people show up who have no idea who I am and just see this like guy wearing a chef costume, like as confident as I can be that Design Chef is great and I think it's fantastic and I love doing the chef costume and all that, that's tough, you know? That's really tough and that rocks you. And it's just like, I know that doing it on YouTube, that won't happen, right? Like YouTube doesn't push live streams too hard, but it does push them to your community and people who like already know you. And I like that about it, you know? Like I've got this stat thing that showed up in my analytics the other day of like how many of you guys watch long form videos, how many of you guys watch shorts, and how many of you watch live streams. And it said everyone watches videos, everyone watches shorts, half of them watch live streams. And I'm like, perfect. Perfect. I don't like, if I'm going to do something like Design Chef, I'd like to keep it as small as possible kind of thing. Like it's going to be, it's a great thing. I love how many people get around it, but it's like, I like just the smaller kind of energy to it. It's nicer and it just doesn't overwhelm me as much because I can get very overwhelmed when I'm in that damn costume. So yeah, would love to bring that back. And that would be the good thing about potentially canceling the stream schedule. And I'd still do the occasional stream every so on. I'd love to play, I don't know, I've been getting really into Street Fighter 6. Shout out to any Jamie mains out there. Iron 2. I'm terrible at that game. But it has been a lot of fun. I would love to stream that. I'd love to stream like NBA 2K randomly, like just silly games. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I know that would be a sad thing, especially since I was like streaming so rarely and then kind of came back to full-on streaming for a little bit and then just ditch it straight away after. But I think it is a decision that needs to be made eventually, and I need to be hard on it, you know? I was like a bit soft on it the last time. I kind of just like slowly weaned off streaming until it was just like a once a month thing. I kept promising that I'd come back, but no, I need to stop being a guy. Listen to this. I need to stop being a guy who announces things and be a guy who does things deliberately and like sets it down and does it, because I think that is such an important thing, especially as a creative and a creator. I just want to like actually do things. And like, once again, I said I want to do stand up. I bloody found out I was doing it on a Sunday, on the Friday, and I just did it. I didn't cancel it. I just did it. And that's more of what I need to start doing. And I'm really proud of myself for doing that. And I want to take that and put it into other stuff. So would love to do a Design Chef at the start of July, for example. Wouldn't that be great? So we'll see. I'll have some time to think on it. The other thing I wanted to mention is the next video and progress on that. I've been trying to keep it quite secret because I thought the idea was very funny and I wanted to keep it secretive, but I am going to reveal it because I need to talk my ideas through it because it is killing me. But I think I've kind of had a breakthrough this morning. I was watching some tutorials and stuff and I kind of had a better idea of what I can do with this. So essentially, it's a Blender video, okay? The title will be something like, I clone myself in Blender so I'll be less alone, right? So I'm going to, in VR, sculpt myself, fine-tune it in Blender, rig it up, learn how to rig. Whoa, yikes. Learn how to rig, take that head and potentially body as well. I think there will be a body attached to it now. I've watched a few more tutorials. Take the head, take the body, put it into Unity, the game dev app, create an avatar in that, and then take that avatar and then put it into like some VTubing software, which is like virtual VTubers are like, it's a virtual avatar for yourself that you can stream from. Create a VTubing avatar through Unity, clone myself in AI apologist, clone myself in AI with my voice, and potentially, I don't think I'll do this in the end. I think this would be taking it too far. I think I'll give the AI a big description of myself and try and create a character out of myself. But it will essentially try and talk in a way that sounds like me, both physically, but orally, and orally, I guess. And then I will attach the two together and be able to sit on this couch, insert the blended Elliot next to me, and have a conversation. And the video will end with me falling in love with this cloned version of myself, and I will sing a song to it. And that is the plan for the video. And ideally, and I wrote this down I've got this little whiteboard where I write like motivational things to keep me going, like New York City, 1 year, money, and stuff like that. And I've just got June 23rd, which is this Friday. June 23rd, which is when the next video comes out. That's not gonna, I actually think that is impossible. Like, that is actually impossible to do. All these tutorials that I watch are like, I made an AI VTuber of myself in 2 weeks. And I'm like, great. Can I do it in 3 days and then edit it in 2 days? It's just not going to happen. But next week, hopefully. Ugh, maybe. We'll see. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun. But it was that thing where I was like looking at all these tutorials last week, because you kind of got to break it down in a way. There's no one tutorial for this. You kind of have to go, okay, like, how's this going to work? So first I need to figure out how to rig a head. Then I need to figure out how to make it talk on its own and potentially like mask it to my head. And then there's things like, okay, a lot of VTubing software will just like read your face and the kind of when the camera's on, if your mouth opens, it just does like a face mask kind of thing. So it's like, it's not moving automatically. So then you got to go, okay, I'm not going to be doing that because it'll be an AI thing. So there can't be a camera involved. Is there software where no camera is involved? There is. And then I just need to like attach the audio. Rather than it coming from like a mic source, it needs to come from a system source, which will be that AI audio that I've already figured out. Thankfully, I've made a AI clone already just for fun, as you do. Just a normal Friday, guys. Get over it. So yeah, there's a lot of pieces to it. What I am learning as well is that something like this, a project like this, the Blender community is not much help. Not much help at all. They are good for certain things. They're not good for this thing in particular. Mainly, they're good for the rigging thing. That's been helpful. The VTubing community, however, are fantastic. And you've kind of got two sides. You've got like these amazing tutorials from these people who have just like worked on their VTuber avatar for so long, and they're sharing the process, and they're very big on like full transparency and like everyone needs access to this. We're going to help out. It's lovely, cute tutorials. They're just the best. They're the best. They're so sweet. Like they're so nice. It's like just wishing you well on your journey and all this. It's like lovely to watch. You've really enjoyable experience watching these tutorials. And then you've got this other side, which is more the AI side, which is people who are making, like a lot of the tutorials I'm watching, usually the title is making an AI girlfriend for myself because I'm lonely and stuff. And I'm like, okay, fuck, this is tough. And they're a bit more hard to watch. They're a bit strange, but you pick up some certain things from them, and you go, oh, okay, I can use this. You skip a lot of it, obviously, but it's been an interesting process. I have nothing to show for this video so far, which is the worst thing in the world. I'm still trying to figure out whether or not I want to use like that existing self-portrait that I made in Blender. The issue with that is the hair is probably too detailed, so I need to make a stylized version of that and specifically do like a cel-shaded version of myself, I think, just to make it easier on Unity. But I also have no idea what that involves. I think potentially my computer might be able to run it, but I just don't know. So there'll be a lot of trial and error, and I think that'll be good. As long as I document the full thing, I think it should be fine. The next video after this one, which is, I think, going to probably be around mid-July, it shouldn't take me too long, will be kind of like a part 2, a spiritual successor, I guess, to the same design in every program thing. But it will just be focusing mainly on the silly bucket. Okay? So it'll be mainly on programs that you just shouldn't design in. I found a few that I think could be fun. One of them is like the IKEA cabinet designer kind of thing. Like there's just random software like that. Me calling the IKEA cabinet thing a software. Come on. Lego, things like that. That'll just be silly. Painting. So many things I didn't get to touch on. And I think like focusing entirely on that and still not mentioning Krita would be funny. Krita? I still get comments from people saying, hey, the video's still doing well, funnily enough, that every design one. It's still like putting in work. Getting like 25,000 views every 2 days and stuff. And I'm like, okay, go off. Just keep doing your thing. Keep going. I don't need to make anything new for a while. It's lovely. Kind of dipped for a bit and then it just went back up with the release of GDIME, funnily enough. What if that is any help? Maybe that's the answer to growth on YouTube, a second channel. Jesus Christ. But yeah, that'll be good. It'll be good. I'm looking forward to that second one. I'm kind of doing a one for me, one for you kind of situation. One for me being this blender thing. That's just to see if I can challenge myself to that point. Like I think it would be awesome if I could like live stream Design Chef with a second me as well. I think that could be fun too. I think I can see it being a useful thing in the future. And then the every program one is I think it will just be a good idea and just capitalizing on a very successful video already. And I'm contractually obliged to get a certain amount of views with a sponsor that I'm working with and blah, blah, blah. And I think it'll just be safe. Okay. I think it'll just be safe. And that's the most important thing. But yeah, that's that for the future of the main channel. And guys, GDIME is fun. That's my final thoughts for this one. I think we've gone on well and truly long enough. Let me play this because I forgot that we had music in the last one. That's why I didn't play this beautiful track so that I could say to you all, GDIME is fun. It's really fun. It is awesome. And it wouldn't be possible without all of you. Because if no one watches this, then if a tree doesn't fall in a forest, it doesn't make us... If a tree falls in a forest, if a tree falls in a forest and no one's around, does it make a sound? I can't answer that question for you because I've never been in that situation myself. The last time I was in a forest was a few years ago, probably. I like to stick mainly to parks. So if no one watches this video, then did it even happen? If no one listens to this podcast, is it even a thing? Some final thoughts that I'd leave you with there. But yeah, it's been a good week. It's been a very good week. And I'm feeling fantastic, to be honest. I'm really feeling fantastic. I'm very excited about, I don't know what about, but I just feel excited. And that's a good feeling. And I think there's some cool things potentially lined up in the future for old Elliot. And I'm very ready to go at it all with, when opportunity strikes, I'm ready to go at it. Okay? And that's what, yeah, it's just cool. It's just cool. Stand-up was a big change for me, and I'm very happy with how it went. Thanks for doing this with me, guys. That's enough. GDIME's awesome, and I love my GDIMers. That's the name. That's what you're being called now. GDIMers. Hey, GDIMers. What's going on? GDIME, everyone. Some great comments in the last video. I'll see you more in the comment section today. Thanks for being here. Have a good one. Hopefully this will get up on Spotify and all that. And yeah. If you were working to this, which a lot of you were in the last one, good luck. Good luck. I had one of those, just a last thing. I had one of those weeks the other week, the end of like 2 weeks ago, where my agent's been putting in work for me in the background, getting some new sponsor deals and all that stuff. And we'd locked in like 3 things, and I was like, yes! I was like, yeah, this is sick. Fuck yeah. And then like a lot of them have gone, zoop. I'm like, of course. So that's annoying. Isn't that annoying when they should stop doing that, I think. Big believer in clients not ghosting you. I think they should talk to you more. Hey, the iPad never ran out of battery either. The fireplace is still cackling on. And God, am I toasty warm. And I hope you are too. Carpet dog and YouTube play button. And all of you watching on the other side of the screen. Hey, Happy GDIME Mondays, everyone. And I'll see you next time, okay? Cheers.